Good morning, students. The topic of today's presentation is General Principles of Sports Rehabilitation. This video is made to educate the athletes and coaches and doesn't bear any conflict of interest. What is sports rehabilitation? Sports rehabilitation is the process of restoration of athletes' health after an injury to pre-injury state or better than pre-injury state in the shortest possible time. It means after the athlete suffers an injury, he should be treated, and during this time he should refrain himself from sport. He should regain his range of motion, he should regain his strength, he should regain his power, agility, and his sporting skills, and then he should return to sport gradually. And this process is called rehabilitation in sports. Exercises done to improve all these abilities and finally returning to sport will come under rehabilitation. Looking into the principles of rehabilitation, the first and foremost principle is functional assessment. What does it mean? It is the first step wherein we assess the athlete's movement restrictions, the strength of the athlete, the stability of the joint or the injured region, and the kinetic chain, the biomechanical abnormalities which have led to the injury or which occurred after the injury. All these things have to be assessed, and then you should start to formulate a rehabilitation plan. The second principle is goal setting. Both short-term as well as long-term goals need to be set for an athlete during rehabilitation, and they should be changed once the goal is reached. Then the third one is multidisciplinary biopsychosocial approach. What does it mean? All the factors other than those factors related to injury have to be taken care of, like the biological factors, the psychological factors, and the social context. All these need to be considered while formulating a rehabilitation program. And the fourth principle is individually tailored programs need to be formulated. What does it mean? The rehabilitation is not same for everyone. For example, if your athlete has got a knee injury, it's not that the rehabilitation for knee injury in a judoka, for knee injury in a athlete, in a sprinter, for knee injury in an archer, all these will not be same. Depending upon the individual, his characteristics, his demands, the sporting demands, all these need to be considered, and it has to be specific for specific individual. It's not that I have made a rehabilitation plan for knee injury and it is universal and I should apply it on everyone. This doesn't stand. Then rehabilitation also needs to be modified based on the progress of the athlete. If your athlete is not progressing, if his recovery is not progressing, then you have to modify the plan. It's not that in the beginning I have formulated a plan and I should stick on it whatever happens. You should never think like that. It can be modifiable depending on the progress of the athlete. Then rehabilitation should be progressive. It should proceed gradually. Short term, ultra rehabilitation programs, all these will not work. So there should be a gradual progression from stage wise. That's why rehabilitation is divided into 4 steps or stages. Your plan also should progress from stage 1 to stage 2, stage 3 and stage 4. You should never skip and start the exercises in stage 4 in the beginning. So it has to be progressive. The next principle is prevention of re-injury. Your rehabilitation exercises should also aim to prevent re-injury in the athlete. Once the athlete returns to sport, exercises need to be continued to prevent re-injuries in the athlete. Then timing of rehabilitation is also an important principle. Rehabilitation should start early as possible after an injury, or if athlete has underwent any surgery, then it should start as soon as possible after the surgery, and you should always try to avoid too soon progression. Optimum loading is essential. That means exercises and physical loading during rehabilitation should be optimal, and you should avoid excessive or aggressive loading because it can delay the recovery of the injury. Then coming to compliance or adherence for the rehabilitation plan. You should always encourage and ensure that your athlete sticks to the rehabilitation plan. If an athlete does not stick to the plan, then it may take him a longer time to return to sport. Then holistic approach. Rehabilitation should follow a holistic approach. That means the evidence behind the exercises, why you are prescribing that exercise, and the athlete's preferences. Along with that, the stakeholders, the sponsors, and the coach's concerns. All these need to be considered before formulating a rehabilitation plan, and you have to inform the athletes what he is doing and why he is doing that exercise, and you have to convince him to do those exercises. If the athlete is not convinced, then he may take longer time to recover. So a holistic approach is also a very essential principle of rehabilitation. These are the general principles of rehabilitation. If you have any doubts, you can post it in the comments box and I will reply. For more updates, you can subscribe to my channel. Signing off for now. Bye.